I want to know how you prepare for a golf tournament.
Well, I hit balls maybe 20 minutes, putt a little bit, smoke 4 or 5 cigarettes, drink 3 Diet Cokes, and go to the first tee. Some days I won't even go to the range.
He's in the garage, and I'm in the Puck Sports Studios, which is built by Limback Lumber, family-owned and serving the Northwest since 1930. The Northwest premier supplier of specialized lumber and molding. Summer is here. That means it's deck and fence season there at Limback Lumber. So if you have those projects coming up, contact the folks at Limback Lumber at 206-782-3487. Visit them online at limbacklumber.com. Puck Sports Studios built by Limback Lumber. Of course, Puck Sports, you can watch it on YouTube if you're doing that right now. Also listen Apple, Spotify, wherever you find your podcast. The Daily Puck Drop comes at you every day, Monday through Friday at 10 a.m. And you know what? Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays, the great Jim Moore is with us, the go-to guy from the Bend Garage Studios. You like doing the show now in the garage?
Yeah, once the kids are gone, they're going back to WSU, I think on August 10th or something like that. Once they're gone, I'll go downstairs. But I kind of come out here, and doesn't everybody like their garage if you have a garage? Like, it's kind of weird that I've got this 2,300 square foot house, and I still can't really find a place where I can have some peace and quiet. God, it's ridiculous.
Well, your wife sleeps in like she's a teenager. That's why. That's part of the problem.
I love it down here. I do. I'm in Bend, but it's expensive, and it's just, I don't know, man.
Wait, living in Bend is expensive? Well, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's crazy.
Like if Seattle, the living, the cost of living in Seattle, if it's here, Bend is like just here. It's not that much lower.
It's not that far off in terms of how expensive it is to live down there than to live up in Seattle. It's not.
Yeah, no, it's crazy. And so we're trying to figure all that out. And okay. I mean, we're paying way too much for this place, to be honest with you, but what the hell? That happy wife, happy life bullshit, you just sit there and you go.
You don't buy into it?
I know happy husband and happy life doesn't rhyme, but can we start like embracing that every once in a while?
It would be nice if we would get, can someone look out for us?
Yeah. And the poor dogs, there's not a yard for them here. And I'm like,
poor dogs. It's the dog capital of the United States, Bend, Oregon.
I know,
There's
but
plenty of stuff to do for the dogs down there.
I know. I got to throw them in the truck though and take them somewhere. But yeah, I'm complaining about little things. Yeah. Like today, my day ahead of me. I'm going to go to the driving range. I'm going to take the dogs to the river. I don't really have much going on. Oh, I'm going to take a nap because I had a busy weekend. I didn't get much sleep.
Yeah. Wow. What a rough Monday for you. So let's recap Jim Moore's Monday. What's on tap? Hey, for all you that are listening right now on your way into work, where you actually have to do a real job. Here's what Jim's complaining about today. He's got to hit the driving range. He's got to take the dogs to the river, and he's going to work in a nap today.
Yeah.
So listen, I know, hey, listener and viewer, I know your Monday's a real shit show, but hey, it ain't Jim Moore's.
Well, just wait till you're 67. When you're 67, you should be doing what I'm doing. Shouldn't you?
Everybody should be doing.
What do you think? What are you going to be doing? Okay, what are you? 46?
48.
You're 48?
Yeah.
God, you're damn
Why
near
do you
50.
say that with such a surprise and
so
disdain?
19 years from now, the year's 2043, and you're 67 years old.
I hope
on
not
July
doing this.
22nd. No, I mean, what's your Monday going to be like on July 22nd, 2043?
Oh, probably not.
You're not going to be like in traffic going, oh, shit.
No, well, I don't know. I don't know what. I hope not.
Yeah. Hey, I still love my hometown. I do. I love my hometown.
Redmond?
No, Seattle. I grew up in
Redmond's
Seattle.
your hometown. You grew up in Redmond.
Yeah, but
you didn't grow up in Seattle.
Every time I come back now, it just seems like, is there ever not traffic? Like, is there ever
no?
And is there ever not construction in my hometown?
It's construction and traffic. It's just miserable. I mean, it honestly is. I don't like leaving the house anymore, ever, to go anywhere. Like, I've got to drive up You want a first world problems here? I'm dropping off my boat trailer at a buddy's place up in Tulalip today because I don't want it because I got a ticket. One of my neighbors, these sons of bitches, one of them. I don't know who it is, but I'm going to find out who it is. I've had my boat trailer on the street. Okay?
Oh no! Oh my God! Really?
But
What an offense that is.
Oh, I know, but there's no law against it. There's no law against it. But it's been like not right in front of my house. It's down the street because I need, because there's an area where there's no cars parked. Someone called in, and it's been there for like a month and a half.
I've been planning on typically what you do?
No, it's been longer than that. I was planning on taking up to my buddy's place who's got a bunch of property up in the Tulalip. And I was going to drop it up there. I just have been putting it off and putting it off and putting it off. Anyways, I get a call from a neighbor. I think, I wonder if it is the neighbor that called me to warn me that someone was out there writing me a ticket. And she was like, "Hey, you're getting a ticket right now on your trailer." So I go down there. I'm like, "Hey, what's going on?" "Well, there's been some complaints about your trailer." I said, "Okay, from who?" "Well, I don't know who it's from." Well, I'm like, "Well, there's nothing illegal about it. I can have a trailer out here. There's nothing that says I can't. There's nothing that says I can't have it out here." And she goes, "Well, but your tabs are expired," which that's true. The tabs on the boat trailer are expired.
Okay.
But I'm like, because I haven't got the tabs on the trailer for 3 years. I just don't care. But which is wrong, I know. So yeah, they wrote me a ticket, and I'm like, I told the woman, and I don't want to be a dick to the woman who's the parking person, but I said, "Hey, I'm not going to pay this, just to let you know, because you sit there and let 15,000 people about a half mile from you live in their RVs, and you don't write them tickets. So I'm not going to pay this at all." And then now I'm on the hunt and search for who's the neighbor. Who's the neighbor that called in?
Do you really want to know that though?
I do.
Do you? And what are you going to do once you find out?
I just want to say, why didn't you come up and just knock
Oh,
on my
and
door?
ask and say something to you.
And just say, hey, will you mind moving it? And then I would have been like, you know what? Yes, I will move it.
It's been there a month.
I was planning on doing anyways. I just keep putting it off. That's what I would like. That's the neighborly thing to do.
Okay. Is it an area where, cars would like to park there? Is it?
Not necessarily, but here's what I would say. I think in a way I was really doing the neighborhood a service, because the street I'm on, we have like a 3-block stretch where we don't have the roundabouts. Okay. So and we're in between two major like streets, 80th and 85th. So those two streets back up a lot. So what people do is they divert off of 85th and 80th and they go down our street, which is 83rd, and they speed through. I mean, they go fast.
Mm.
And we've been complaining to the city forever, like, you need to put it in these roundabouts because someone's going to die. We got a lot of people kids riding bikes here. We're kind of up on this little.
Well, I've been to your house. Are people going like 40, 45 by your house on that road?
Yeah, on that road. Where we had about 2 months ago, there was a huge accident right in front of our little 4-way stop there. I mean, the car got T-boned. Anyways, and but where I put the trailer, it kind of forces people to slow down because they have to get around it. So I'm kind of made a man-made, roundabout. So I should be awarded and rewarded from my neighbors. But
how much is your ticket?
$40.
$40 is all?
Yeah, I'm not going to pay it though.
Well, just pay it.
No, refuse to pay it. Why?
Why? Because it's going to end up being 60 and then 80 and then, it's just going to be a hassle.
Yeah. Well,
and go get your tabs.
I know.
Yeah.
It's a
I'm still driving around down here with Washington. I went and renewed my tabs in Washington, and so I know I need to get Oregon plates and everything. So it's not like I'm Mr. Rule follower. So
well, yeah.
But you're avoiding it just because of the traffic. You don't want to get out in the traffic.
No, I swear. Yes, and I have to do it today though. I'm doing it today, and I'm like, oh my God, and I'm going to do it like at 1:32, and I just know it's going to be awful. And I've just already built it in my head that it's going to be the worst experience ever.
Okay, well
sucks.
That's the way to do it. You go into it expecting the worst, and then anything short of that, you'll be like, okay, it wasn't as bad as I thought.
Fair point.
But
that's how I go into every Mariners game.
Oh, that we're going to transition into sports?
How about that?
Yeah.
I
I mean,
go
you
into every
used to
Mariners
just
game
bullshit.
expecting the worst, and then if they win, like yesterday on Sunday, I expected them to lose and get swept, and then when they won, I was like, oh, that's a happy little surprise.
Yeah. Yeah, you used to bullshit for like 20 minutes and then, not get into sports until 10:30.
Can't really do it on
So
this new platform. You
what,
got
you
to
have
get right
somebody
into it
like
a little bit.
some social media person tell you what you were supposed to do here?
No, I just think that we need to get into a little bit more of a sports faster than we did on the radio. The radio, we had 3 hours of bullshit.
Okay.
This thing, we got like 35 minutes, 40 minutes. We got to kind of get into it a little bit.
So it's condensed. Yeah.
Just a little bit, a little bit.
The transition you had there, though, that was really good.
I thought it was a pretty good transition because don't you go into every Mariners game expecting them to lose?
Yeah, but we talked about this Friday because didn't we? We were like, Brian Woo's probably going to be really good.
Guaranteed.
And
Guaranteed he was going to be good. Yeah. He was good. It was real good.
So you can't bitch about Logan Gilbert not pitching.
Yes, you can bitch about Logan Gilbert.
No.
He still should have started in the series.
No, come on. I heard someone someone on the post-game show that's a Mariners insider yesterday was talking about like it was a no-brainer to do what they did with Logan Gilbert because he pitched so many innings in the first half of the season. They need to save him. That same person would have said, if Logan Gilbert had pitched in the series, that same person would have said, well, it was such an important series that they needed to go with Logan Gilbert.
Of course. It's just it's the revisionist history anyone wants to paint it. They lost 2 out of 3. Can we get past the Woo Gilbert thing? They dropped 2 out of 3 against this team. Okay? I mean, they didn't do anything offensively except for one game. I mean, nothing. They still
and they're the weirdest team because they were successful yesterday against the Astros' supposedly best pitcher. They can do that. They can come through against an ace and they can get shut out by a fifth starter. I mean, that's just the Mariners' way. I mean,
were you surprised by the France news? So Ty France was waived. So then the next 48 hours, every team can claim him. But they got to add him to the 26-man roster. If he's unclaimed, he can go back on the roster. They can DFA him, by the way. They can remove him for the 40-man too. They can place him in Tacoma, but he can refuse that if he wants. Surprised by that move?
Well, yeah, I came home and drove from Seattle. Had my 50-year reunion there at Redmond High School over the weekend, and so I drove.
We're going to get into that. We're going to get into that later with Hey, What the Puck.
I drove home yesterday, and then I get home, and Mikey goes, "God, you hear the news about the Mariners?" I go, "Yeah, I know they won, and I know Julio got hurt, but it sounds like he's going to be okay." And he goes, "No, they waived somebody on the team." And I go, "Well, like who was it?" And he goes, "Well, guess." I did not guess Ty France.
Who was your first guess? Haniger?
I don't know. I just kind of guessed Haniger, Bliss. Polanco's been hitting lately, so it couldn't have been him. But I really didn't think it was going to be Ty France. I guess I should have in hindsight because he hasn't been producing. But yeah, I think everybody was. It seemed like everyone
because
was
he's a good guy. Is that why? Because he's a good guy?
Well, I mean, there's a whole list of shitty players on the team, and so what? Why did they pick him out? Like, if you're J.P. Crawford, don't you wake up today and go, hey, thank God I have that guaranteed contract that's costing them so much money that they have to pay me regardless? Because if J.P. had the same contract as Ty France, he'd be a goner by now, wouldn't he?
You can't have. We can get into J.P. Crawford, and again, it's the same thing because everyone loves J.P. But you can't have your leadoff hitter with an on-base percentage under 300.
Why? Let me get. Why does everyone love JP?
I think he's a good guy. I think he comes across as a good teammate and a good leader.
Is it okay if we don't like him as a player anymore? Is that okay?
Oh well, yeah. I'm just saying. I think fans like him because he's likable.
No, I know. I know. I understand. I'm just being
unlike you and I. We're
devil's
not
advocate. I'm being devil's advocate, and I personally like JP too. But it's kind of like, why do I like these players that aren't very good? I mean,
the lovable losers. I don't know. That's why. Like the Cubs.
I mean, wouldn't you rather?
Why did you like Ty France?
Wouldn't you rather hate a guy personally and have him produce?
Yes.
Like some guy that was a dick to us in an interview or whatever, but if he produced, what the hell? And you're
Yeah,
right.
I hated
You're right.
Jamie Moyer, and he was great.
Oh, Jamie Moyer was such a dick.
That's what I'm
Wasn't
saying.
he?
So, but I loved him. But he was
I
a
didn't
great
like
player.
I didn't like his wife either.
Okay, well,
So-
we don't need to get into his wife. Why you didn't like his wife?
Yeah,
But
big deal if I rated how hot the Mariner wives were in the cookbook. You know,
where did she rank? Because
I
back in the day,
don't know.
she was kind of
wasn't.
hot.
Yeah, she wasn't number one though.
Yeah.
It was Pinero's wife that was number one.
Did you see him throw out the first pitch? Was that Friday or Saturday of the game? When did they honor the 2001 team? Was that Saturday night? I think it was Saturday.
I did not see that.
Yeah, he looked a little rough. I'm not going to lie.
He looked the pitch or just?
No, he personally looked a little rough.
Did he gain weight?
Yeah, I don't know. He looked rough.
You think anybody's ever said that about you?
Yeah, but it's not that
I
he
saw
gained
Puck
weight.
the other day and he looked a little rough.
No,
Jamie was not.
Okay, can I just speculate for a second, and then I don't want to get in trouble. He looked a little puffy from little granddad's cough medicine. That's what he looked puffy that a guy's been hitting the gin hard. That's what he looked like.
Isn't it kind of funny though, as a media guy who used to deal with Jamie Moyer or other players, do we not really come out publicly at the time and say what a dick they are? Because why do we do that? I remember back in the day, I always thought Moyer was a dick, but I never said anything publicly about it.
Well, because he had to go back in there and interview him. I mean, that's why I didn't say anything, but he was. All right, so France is. I wonder with how they did this, how they waived him. I know they did this with Kiermaier, right? Everyone's bringing up the same example, what they did with Kiermaier of Toronto. I just don't know why they just didn't DFA him. Just what's the point of it? What's the point of all of this? Because is it a respectful thing to do with Ty France? I mean, I know he could come back, but if you're Ty France, do you want to come back? If someone doesn't claim you?
Well, they're not going to keep him on the major league roster if he's not claimed. Wouldn't he go to Tacoma and then can't he?
But he can deny. He can refuse that. He doesn't have to go to Tacoma. He can refuse because he's got the 5 years of service. I don't know if he clear. I know that Kiermaier, this happened with him, but I mean, if no one claims him, which I doubt anybody will. Because they got to put him on. They got to put him on the 26-man roster. Why would he want to come back?
Well, maybe just to prove that he's a better player than what he's shown. And I can't believe you guys kicked me to the curb, and I'll show you. I don't know, but the one thing, the cynical part of me was thinking yesterday after I processed that Ty France is no longer going to be with the Mariners, I thought, can we stop now with Driveline being the cure-all of everybody? I mean, Driveline this, Driveline that. Why don't the Mariners send all their hitters to Driveline? Look at Ty France. Early in the season, he was doing fine, and we thought, okay, Ty's figured it out.
Well, it's the same thing
Thanks
with JP
to
Crawford.
Driveline. Oh, my God, Driveline is just the –
Well,
you go there and you suddenly become the best hitter in the world. Well, that's not necessarily the case.
Well, here's the thing with Driveline, and good for those guys. They've carved out something.
They're not a sponsor for you, are they?
No, but they could be.
Why don't we call them and play this show for them?
Well, I mean, they're out of Kent. I mean, a lot of people come. A lot of major leaguers, come and work out there. I would say this about Driveline. Here's the thing about them: you only hear the success stories.
Yeah.
Right. That's all you ever hear. You never hear the stories of the guys that don't do well.
It's like the guys. It's like the guys that hit the 10-leg parlays. I mean, you hear about them, but you don't hear about all the people that are betting parlays and losing their ass.
So I mean, good for them. I mean, it's great for what they've done, but you don't hear the stories of the guys that they've helped or tried to help, and then it doesn't work out. But I mean, France falls in that category. I mean, where it didn't work out. I think JP Crawford's in that category.
Yeah, JP, that's another drive liner. Another drive liner.
Yeah, another drive liner. I mean, he's hitting 164 in July. He's got an on base percentage of 227 in July. His on base for the season is 298. I don't know what the other option is with JP, but not leadoff, because he's not getting on. The whole idea of a leadoff hitter is to get on base. He doesn't get on base. Now, the correct follow up would be, well, who would you put there? I don't know.
I don't know either. But why don't you just hit JP 9? Is there something? He's done that before.
Would you play here? How about this solution? would you just play Victor Robles every day and hit him leadoff? I think I would. I honestly think I would. I would just see if it works. Why not?
I think everybody'd be fine with that.
Yeah.
I mean, he's hitting 390 with the Mariners. And then
Well, look at his month of July. Have you seen his month of July? 444. His on base is 546, and he's slugging 722. Here's what I looked this up last night. He's significantly better against right-handers than he is against left-handers. It's so weird. His OPS against right-handers is 869, and I know it's a small sample size, but his OPS against lefties is 663. And he last point on this, Jim. Last point on this. Hold on, sorry. Last point on this one. He does something that no other player does on this team. He hits well at home. His slash line at home is 444, 583, 667, and an OPS over 1,000.
Well, and he makes things happen on the base paths too.
Yeah.
He's a make things happen kind of guy. But I think everybody who watched him in Washington with the Nationals would probably say, well, he's going to come back. He's going to regress at some point. Right. But he was a highly rated prospect. And so maybe the change of scenery is going to, work long-term for him.
He was a higher rated prospect than Juan Soto.
Yeah. Okay. So in the meantime,
just try it.
Yeah, try it. Like, what is it going to be somehow worse than JP and what he's done leading off? No,
it can't get worse. And I agree with, like, if they do play him more and start, will the league catch up to him? And like, will all of his numbers come down? Probably. Like, the reason he's probably having so much success is they're putting him in these like great situations for himself. But again, like I just pointed out, he's got better numbers against right-handers than he does left-handers. You would think that wouldn't be the case for him, but it is.
Yeah.
But to your point, he gets on base and he manufactures stuff, and he steals bases, and he's fast and he's aggressive. And, as a starter, again, it's a small sample size, but he's started 23 games this year, and his average is 296. His on base is 409. His slugging is 407. His OPS is 817. Again, I know it's a small sample size, but when nothing is going right for this team offensively, shouldn't you just try him there? See what happens?
Well, yeah. With a team that doesn't hit, and you got a guy that, hey, he's been hitting, so let's try him. Let's do that. I like that little league run that he produced in that one game. Stole second, stole third, and I think he scored on a wild pitch.
No, he scored. They threw it. They threw it down.
They threw it to third, and it went past it. Yeah, it was against the Angels.
Yeah.
No,
just try it.
I'm with you on that. Are you back on? You supporting Polanco now? Are you back thinking that Jorge Polanco?
Every time he does, we were driving back from Idaho yesterday, and we were listening to the game. And right when he hit the home run, I mean, everybody in the car looks at me and goes, "Oh, there's Polanco again." Like, every time you want to write him off, he comes right back. And like, yeah, that's what it feels like every time you write off one of these guys. Yeah. Am I back on Polanco? No, it's like he's been good for 9 games.
Yeah, but that's encouraging anyway.
Sure.
Yeah.
I'd rather him be good than not good.
Yeah. And then Luke Raley coming out of it yesterday, finally.
Yeah, that was good. That was good to see.
Yeah.
That was good to see. I wonder what they'll do at first base now. Because Divish had a thing where I think everyone assumed that it would be Tyler Locklear that would come up, but he says that it's not, that it might be this Jason Vosler.
Had you heard of him?
No.
I hadn't either.
Had anybody heard of him? No. No one's heard of this guy.
I know, but we do sports talk radio in Seattle. Shouldn't we?
How much are you paying attention to what the Rainiers are doing? No one's paying attention to what the Rainiers are doing. He's a 30. Here's the thing. He's a 30-year-old that's down in Tacoma and has put up better numbers than Locklear, but he's 30 years old. I mean, Locklear's 7 years younger. It's not like he's blowing Locklear away with his numbers down there. I mean, I would rather see Tyler Locklear come up here than this guy, but give him a couple.
I'm with you on that. 97 major league games for Vosler, 687 OPS, 10 home runs, 31 runs batted in. He seems like he'll be the kind of guy that'll come up and be that 4A player and not really produce at the major league level. And you don't know about Locklear yet.
No, and he's 23. I mean, I know he struck out like almost every at bat he had up here, but I don't know. Let him have another taste of it. Maybe they'll do something. Maybe this opens up the door for them to acquire somebody at the deadline, which is 8 days away, coming up soon. Did you think when Julio ran into the wall, he was done? That it was Griffey all over again?
Well, I was driving and I got a text from Mikey saying, "Oh God, Julio's down, hurt bad." And then when I saw the replay, I thought, okay, it didn't look quite as bad as I thought. But yeah, that was kind of
his ankle looked bad though. I was surprised he was able to walk off.
Yeah, he got up though. I mean, and yeah, it was encouraging when you saw him walking off the field without. I mean, he had some help, but he was able to put weight on it. Yeah. But yeah, that would have been Griffey like. That was Spider-Man like. And
he showed it like there was on Twitter. They showed like back to back, like a side by side video of it. It looked exactly the same.
He had the ball. I mean, he had the ball, and it looked like his glove was closed.
Yeah.
And then somehow, I was trying to see when it came out. I couldn't quite tell, but the pain must have been so severe that it was just like a reaction of like, oh God, But yeah,
are you trying to say he should have caught the ball?
Oh yeah, he should have caught the ball. Griffey would have had it.
I can't remember. Did Griffey hold on to it?
I think so, yeah, or else we wouldn't be talking about it so much over the years.
I can't remember if he.
He must have, because we wouldn't be. It wouldn't be an iconic.
Oh, he did hold on because they stopped it. That's right, because they stopped. They came out there.
No, I don't think he should have caught it. But I'll bet you, if you went and talked to Julio today before the Angels game, hey, Julio
probably thinks that. Yeah,
yeah, exactly. He thinks, God, I should have made that catch. You see, I think it was Dylan Moore that had his arms up, or somebody, Rayleigh maybe, that was like yes, because he thought he made the play. But,
yeah.
No, but the best news that came out of it, obviously, is that it's not going to be season-ending or, an injured list. And it sounds like he's day-to-day, get the MRI, and maybe he'll be good to go tonight. I would imagine he won't be playing tonight, but just guessing.
Probably.
Yeah.
Let me ask you real quick on the okay, everybody loves a good home run, right? I mean, it's the home run. Most people would say the most exciting play in baseball is a home run. Most people, like if you look at like Yordan Alvarez's home run yesterday, unbelievable, just a freaking moonshot. But I will contend, and I think you're going to agree with this one, because you just brought up Dylan Moore. I think the triple is the best play in baseball.
Well, yeah, because you see home runs all the time.
Yeah, you don't,
especially in today's game.
Yeah.
And the best triples, though, and I'm with you. Okay, you're right. We're agreeing way too much for this to be successful long term. So we need to give each other shit more about some stupid take that we have.
It's coming. Don't worry about it.
Okay, but the triple, yeah, and the best triples are the ones by the guys that aren't that fast.
Oh,
like
the
the speedsters, they hit it in the gap, and you're going, okay, and standing up at third base, not even sliding, okay, that's cool. But the guys that aren't that fast, I don't think Alvarez is that fast, and he had one yesterday because of the Julio.
Well, yeah, but he had it just because Julio freaking just dropped it.
How clutch was that, though? Caught. He needs a double in the 8th inning, and he gets
got it.
I mean, come on.
I love the cycle. That's another one. I love the cycle.
How often?
That's cool.
Here's one for Alex. Is it Mayer or Meyer? Alex over at the Mariners. How often in Major League history has a player hit for the cycle and his team lost? That can't happen very often, could it?
No, but I thought you were going to go how many times did they come up and they get the double, the one that's going to be the one that secures it.
Oh, you see Meyer's little fun fact on yesterday's game?
What was it? I did not.
It was, so Polanco hit his home run off of Blanco, right? And so he went back and found out the last time some Mariner rhymed with the pitcher and hit a home run, and it was Justin Smoke against some guy named Coke.
I think he makes this shit up. I'm not going to lie. I think it's because honestly, who's going to take the time to go fact check him? I think he makes it all up.
I think he's fantastic and terrific and all those kinds of words. Is there a way that he can parlay his knowledge and the remote shit that he comes up with into a 6-figure salary? Can you do that? Will somebody look at him and go, God, what a creative kid. We want him on our staff, and we're going to pay him $250,000? I mean, the Mariners are probably paying him $40,000. You know,
I don't know if they're
and thinking
paying him
about
40.
like, hey, we really like Alex, but we need to make a budget cut. You know, we might want to
Yeah.
consider him.
We need to upgrade Hatback Grill. So, Alex, you're out.
We don't need any of your rhyming bullshit anymore,
Yeah,
Alex.
you're out.
Yeah.
Hear what was good about the weekend, because it's an update on the Bet M's Summer Under Tour. We did go 2-1. So overall 31, 34, and 2 on the season. Okay.
Yeah. Why don't you just start a betting service? I mean, that's really impressive. Yeah.
It is impressive.
Yeah. Like, you know, there's Ben Fox and then there's Jason Puckett.
Hey, this is a long-term deal, my friend. Long-term deal.
Well,
Rice Miller tonight.
You're 65 games into
Anderson.
it.
Well, we're only 3 games under 500. I think that's pretty good to bet on the under every night.
No,
that's
but to win at sports betting, you have to win like 60% or something.
I know. It's not going to happen. I know exactly what's going on.
You're going to stick with it, though.
Well, it's part of the, it's part of the shtick now. You got to do it. We're 8 days away from the deadline. Do you think they'll do anything?
Yeah, I do.
Significant or minor?
No, it'll be minor. It'll be, don't we already know what's going to happen? I mean, aside from the Castillo one season in the middle of the season, but it'll be something that, it'll be a guy that you'll go, well, okay, maybe he'll be it'll be a halfway decent player. Okay. That'll at least be better than whoever he's going to replace. And then Jerry,
well, I hope.
And then Jerry will come out and say, "Hey, we tried, but because there were so many teams that the pool was smaller than we anticipated, and
Polanco is starting to come around, so it's like we've acquired a player at the deadline."
And then if he doesn't say that, Justin will be schooled by Jerry on what to say to the media.
Yeah. Okay.
But Jerry, always has to get out there.
He does. Well, he has to. It's part of his ego.
Yeah, Jerry, he likes to talk.
June 18th, Jim, they had a 10-game lead. July 22nd, it's over.
Yeah.
It's just remarkable. Remarkable how fast that took.
But couldn't we see it coming?
I mean, when they were up 10 games, when they were up 10 games, I'm like, all right. I mean, they've got
But part of that was because Houston and Texas were so bad.
Yeah, I mean, I thought Houston would come back, but I didn't think it would happen in a month. I didn't think in a month they would blow it.
Yeah, true. Do you think they're ever going to be first place by themselves again?
Yeah, I think they'll go back and forth. I think they will go back and forth with Houston, and I don't know. I think Houston will get them in the end, unfortunately.
Yeah.
I just think they're so poor.
Well, they hold the tiebreaker edge right now, so you got that going for you. They got 3 more games in Houston, and they lead 6-4. So if they can just win 1 in Houston at the end of the season, they would have that advantage against them.
Yeah.
That's looking for the positives.
I know it is, and that's when we turn to you for the positive outlook on the Mariners. I just think that they're so bad offensively.
Yeah, I'm a poor man's Chris Egan is what I am.
You are kind of a poor man's Chris Egan.
I always look at the bright side of things. You know me. You've worked with me long enough to know that.
Yeah. You want to switch gears over to golf? Did you get up early and watch the golf or no?
No, I didn't watch any of it. I did not see one single shot of the Open. I was too busy this weekend. I was. And I know you're going to give me shit like,
wait a minute.
How busy could you be when you're retired?
You didn't watch 1 second of this? Not one?
Not 1 second. And then you know why?
What's wrong with you?
Part of it is because my players sucked.
You watched the DP World Tour at like 4 a.m. sometimes, and you didn't watch the Open Championship.
Yeah,
some would argue it's the greatest major. Now, the Masters to me is number 1, but I'm telling you that Open Championship is right behind her. Yeah, right behind her for me. I love it.
Did not see one single shot. I admit it.
That surprises me.
I admit it. I was driving.
Are you a Xander Schauffele fan?
Not really.
Yeah, and I don't think many people are.
I mean, and why? I mean, you talk about Ty France being likable. Why is Schauffele not?
Because he comes
Schauffele
across...
or Schauffele? Schauffele, right?
What did I say? Xander Schauffele.
No. I'm just wondering. I get that mixed up. Is it Lay or Lee?
Xander Schauffele.
I think it might be Schauffele, but I'm not sure. Yeah,
Schauffele.
Whatever.
Schauffele.
Yeah.
No, I think he comes across as a kind of rich country club snob.
No, I don't. He just seems kind of vanilla and boring to me. I'm happy for him. That's impressive.
Oh, he's a hell of a golfer. I mean, Jesus.
Winning 2 majors.
Well, here is the elite company that this guy is in. Okay, he has joined a group where he has finished top 10 in every major this season and won 2. Here are the other guys that did it: 1960 Arnold Palmer, 74 Gary Player, 75 Jack Nicklaus. Tom Watson did it twice: 1977, 1982. And again, this is you finished top 10 in every major and you won 2 of them. Tiger Woods in 2000, he won 3, then finished 5th at the Masters. Tiger Woods did it again in 2005. Spieth did it in 15. Remember, won the British, Open, and then of course won the U.S. Open here at Chambers, and then Xander Schauffele. So again, it's Schauffele, Spieth, Woods, Watson, Nicklaus, Player, Palmer. That's the company that he's in.
Has he done enough to be Player of the Year over Scotty Scheffler?
Oh, wow, that's a great question.
I don't think so. So Scotty won the Masters. I'm blanking on the Open. Who won the U.S. Open? Scotty won.
DeChambeau.
Oh, DeChambeau, that's right.
Yeah,
so Scheffler one major.
Well, yeah, so Scheffler's got 1, but he's won 6 times or 7 times. I think it's 6 times on the tour. I mean,
but if Schauffele wins the FedEx Cup, if he goes on to win that, then you would have to put him over Scotty. I don't know. In a match,
I think that stat alone, what I just read you, should make him the Player of the Year.
Really?
Yeah.
So if you had a vote, you'd make Schauffele Player of the Year over Scotty Scheffler.
Yeah, I think the majors carry such a heavy weight, man. I don't know. Yeah. He's won 2 of them. He finished 7th at the U.S. Open and 8th at the Masters.
Yeah, that'll be interesting to see how that plays out.
I mean, I think you're probably right. Scheffler will probably win it. I think it's how are they going to finish in the FedEx and all that. I'll say this about him. And people I don't know why you would disagree with this because it's true. He's a better all-around player than Scheffler.
I don't know if people would agree with you on that. Not everybody would agree with you on that.
All-around player. First of all,
better putter?
Well, yeah, Scheffler's terrible.
Okay, what is Scheffler?
Imagine how many more Scheffler would win every week if he could putt.
Puck, wait a minute.
You
can't call Scheffler terrible as a putter if he's had the success that he's had.
Jim, look at all of his stats. He's awful. He was like the worst putter this week. The only reason he was in contention this week is because he's the best. I mean, the best by far and away in terms of ball striking. But he's awful as a putter. He's terrible.
Okay, I'm gonna disagree with you on something finally.
Okay, yeah. Well, yeah.
There is no freaking way. There's no way you could call him a terrible, awful putter. I know that he's not as good. But he is, though. I know he's not as good as most of the other guys on the
He's not a good putter, man. He's just not good.
Compared to you and me, he is. You give me Scotty Scheffler's putting stroke over mine, I'll take it.
He's not a good putter. He just isn't good.
Yeah.
And there was detail. I mean, look at yesterday. His whole round turned yesterday when he missed he 2-putted from like 5 feet. And he's
unheard of.
Awful. Well, I mean, it's heard of from us.
All right. Well, let's make a bet. We haven't made a bet in a while.
Okay. What's the bet?
$50. I'll take Scheffler Player of the Year, and you can have your Xander bet if you want.
He's 86 in total putting.
This year?
Yeah, Schauffele's second.
You're looking that up while you're doing a podcast? That's impressive.
Well, yeah. I mean, I can multitask. I'm not an idiot.
So you want to do it?
Okay, what do you want to bet now?
I'll just say Scotty's going to be Player of the Year for $50.
Okay, fine. I'm in. Hold on. Okay. Let me write it down. Because you'll forget.
Yeah. I don't want to go 500 though.
50. You've got Scheffler. I'll take Schauffele. Schauffele or Schauffele?
I think it's Schauffele, but we should know, shouldn't we? I mean, we follow golf.
We should. It was fun. I love that tournament. I love how hard it was on Saturday. I love the fact that they struggle in the wind. I love links golf. I love the pot bunkers. It just was great. I was pulling for Justin Rose to win it because I like Justin Rose.
Hey, do you think Rory's like a kicker that's gone south? You know, like remember Blair Walsh when he missed that field goal against?
Oh, is he never going to be right? Same
again? Yeah. I'm starting to wonder about him about that. Like he he can win the John Deere Classics still,
but he
I
can't
don't
win the big ones anymore.
like if you had to bet whether McElroy's going to win a major again, you'd kind of have to lean toward no, wouldn't you? Right now.
Yeah, but he hits the ball a million miles and all that other stuff. You feel like he'll just get out of his way one time, like mentally he'll be fine and he'll win.
He doesn't think he choked on that putt in the U.S. Open. He doesn't think he choked on that. Isn't it better if someone admits when they choke instead of like trying?
Yeah,
to,
but I don't think he wants.
there was a lot of break
ether.
in that putt there, and he was trying to justify it. But
here's what's amazing about the golf this year: the Americans swept the majors, right? They won all the majors. They've won 7 straight. They've won 9 out of the last 10 majors. Americans, right? Yet they got their asses handed to them in the Ryder Cup. Don't get it. I just don't get it. How does it happen? They got destroyed in the Ryder Cup.
It just seems like the Europeans have a looser attitude about it.
Well, take that looser attitude or something. Jesus, I don't know. Hey, are you going to drive up? Let's move on. Are you going to drive up to Seahawks training camp coming up on Thursday? People want to see you. You're going to be there for day 1 of Seahawks training camp?
I was thinking about it because I've broken down my top 10 storylines to
everyone's
check out.
Got their top 10.
Yeah, and then the position battles. I'm pretty concerned about what's happening at right guard. There's because Bradford's been hurt. They drafted this Haynes kid out of UConn.
But people eat this stuff up. You and I
No,
don't.
I know.
I just don't care about it, but it's like...
no, but we have to care about it. The Seahawks are the biggest story in town. There's a new coach.
Yeah.
Grubb's there.
Grubby!
JSN, what's he going to do? there's...
You're just reading off Condotta's top storylines that he did in the paper. So,
it might have been... Yeah, I did. Condota.
That's exactly what you're doing.
I sometimes read Corbin Smith too. But you know what? You know what stops me from reading Corbin? Not because of his material, but when you look at it and there's just ads everywhere and pop-ups and it's not Corbin's fault.
That's part of the gig, though. He's trying to make some money. We get off the guy.
My show prep now. You know what my show prep is now? I listen to you and Rob Staten.
Well, thank you.
Rob
will be on Thursday.
And I love Condota. I love Greg Bell. I love all these people. But Rob Staten, he's like across the pond covering the team, and he does a terrific job.
He's pretty damn good, right? He's pretty damn good. We are lucky to have him. All right, let's move on. Let's wrap it up with Hey What the Puck as we do every daily puck drop, the DPD with Hey What the Puck. It's brought to you by Restoration One of North Seattle, your restoration company, Jim, that lets you avoid the stress of water, fire, and mold damage with their property restoration services. Locally owned and operated. Make them your first call when damages affect your residential or commercial property at 206-817-8917 or visit them online at restoration1.com, the North Seattle franchise. The Big Ten media poll is out. Have you seen it? Do you care to guess where the Huskies are?
God, I hope it's double digits.
You are correct, sir. It is double digits.
Go.
Get your prize. They have been picked 10th by the media. Ohio State has been picked to win the conference. The Oregon Ducks have been picked to finish number 2.
God, 10th.
10th for Jed Fish, Fisher.
I hope the media's right. Well, actually, how many teams are in the Big Ten? 16?
Yeah, I think
so. Do they have a shot at like 15th or 16th, maybe?
Well,
last year, for guys like you and I that root against the Huskies, last year was awful. They won every week.
Awful.
But one of the most professional things we've ever done was that 1-hour show that we had to do after they lost to Michigan. And we had to fake like we were, oh, man, that was a tough one for the Washington last night.
Oh, we did.
And then during the breaks, we're like going, God, that was awesome, wasn't it?
That was great. Yeah. I think there's all coming out. I think everyone's got their I don't know if it's the official one that I saw, but it's like everybody's coming out with their poll, like Brett McMurphy, or he didn't come out with his, but he like retweeted like Ohio or like the Cleveland.com one. Cleveland.com. Most people have them at 10th. Yeah. With the Buckeyes winning it, and then Oregon, Penn State, Michigan, Iowa, USC at 6, Wisconsin 7, Nebraska 8. Rutgers apparently is above Washington. Rutgers is at 9.
Well, in a way, though, okay, work with me here on this because
sure.
we every year we go into it hoping the Huskies go 0-12, and so the benchmark was that 2008 season. That was That was a highlight for you and me.
Well,
But
it was fun.
do we kind of want Washington to do halfway decent? And what I'm getting at is that I'm going to be following Florida this year and how they're doing, because that guy's on the hot seat down there. What's his name? Napier?
Billy Napier. So
Yeah,
you
and
want
so
Washington
we
to
don't
do
want.
well so Fish leaves.
Yeah, but not so well that we're miserable like we were last year. You know, like 7-5, maybe good enough where Florida's going to go.
Oh, he'll
Let's
bolt
bring
for
him. Let's
7-5.
bring him home.
Yeah,
No,
he'll
well, I know, but will Florida find him attractive enough if they go 7-5 at Washington?
That's a good point.
Yeah, so
Yeah,
I kind of
maybe.
want Washington. If Florida sucks, I want Washington to do half good enough so that Florida will still be interested in him. So the Fish era can last 1 year. That would be awesome. That'd be awesome.
Okay.
I'm sorry, and I know that's just the Cougar way, though, isn't it? Even though you guys are going to the other conference, we're still going to root for Rutgers to kick your ass.
Yeah, I mean that's. I'm going to bring it up. You'll love this one. Starting in the fall, guess what we're going to do? Not only are we going to do a Cougar Roundtable with yourself and Paul Sorensen. Okay, that's coming back. We're also going to do a Husky Roundtable.
Can you announce who you're going to have? Because you told me.
Yeah, they both agreed to it. Lise Woodward and Jordan Reffett. How about that, huh? That'd be pretty fun. That's a good combo. Jordan Reffett and Lise Woodward.
Okay, no offense. I mean, can I take a shot at the former station? Let me take a shot at the former station.
Oh, you're going to say that
they fired my ass.
Our roundtable is better than theirs?
Yeah. Who do they have? Well, they got Softy, Mario Bailey, and who's the other guy?
I don't know.
Yes, you do.
I honestly, I'm blanking on who the other person is.
Well, I am too right now. But
God, I'm blanking on who it is.
No, Mario Bailey and the running back, the former running back, played at Denver.
Yeah. Shit. Greg Lewis.
Greg Lewis. Okay. Now, if they still had,
I think our two analysts are better. Yeah.
If they still had Dick Baird on Husky Honks, I'd say it was more of a pick 'em.
No, if they still had Baird and Hugh, then it's better.
I mean, Baird's one of the biggest Cougar traders ever, and and Baird was still leading the race until Pat Chun said, "Hey, I'm going to come from behind, and I'll be the worst Cougar ever." Okay, Pat Chun, worst Cougar ever. I don't think that's debatable.
Elise and Reffett, they're going to be great. I can't wait to talk. I mean, I figured it would be a good thing to. I figured I ran it behind. I ran it through the investors, which is my family. I said, should we do one? And they said, yeah. I mean, it's a big storyline, right? They're playing in the Big Ten. People are going to be interested. We have a lot of Husky fans that listen to this. They'd be interested.
Yeah.
Their perspective, and then I think my perspective. So
Well,
Jordan
Elise
Reffett
can have
Woodward.
some semblance of objectivity when she's doing the round table.
Oh, not Jordan.
But Jordan's going to be tough to stomach, I think.
But Jordan,
there will be times when you're thinking, God, why did I have Jordan do this?
Oh, I love Jordan. I love Reffett. Because here's the thing I love about Reffett. He's like us. He can take the shit, right? We can feed it to him, and then he feeds it back, and he doesn't take it personal. A lot of people take it personally.
Do you think you're going to have a hard time, though, finding a time to do that round table? Because Jordan might be in the bedroom trying to have a 10th kid. I mean, what's he got? He's got 9, doesn't he?
I think 9 girls. Is that it? Is it 9? I think he finally got snipped.
I'm with you. I'm with you, though. I love Jordan. I love Elise. I think it's going to be great. I mean, I probably won't listen to it, but I think people will enjoy it. I think people will enjoy it.
Thank you for that endorsement. But if you are a Husky
it's about
fan,
the Huskies. I don't give a damn about the Huskies.
Yeah, but
I don't give a damn about them.
I think you will. I think you want to. You're going to want to.
No.
Check it out. But hey, for those who do care about the Huskies, Elise Woodward and Jordan Reffett. A Husky roundtable starting in the fall. What should we call it? I've been trying to think of a name.
I don't know.
0-12 podcast?
Yeah, you're pretty clever with all your puck references. The daily puck drop. What the puck?
0-12 podcast?
Puck this. Puck that.
Puck that. Puck you. All right, let's wrap it up with the Hey, What the Puck? Brought to you by Restoration One of North Seattle. How'd your high school reunion go? How did it go? 50 years at Redmond High.
50 years at Redmond High, graduated in 1974, and I had a blast. It was at Inglewood Country Club. Well, one of the highlights I saw, an old friend of mine I haven't seen in a long time, Andy Walker, and so it was good to see him. But then I also saw Bruce Bain. He was my high school baseball coach. He happened to be playing golf there at
Oh,
Inglewood, and he came in afterwards and mingled with everybody. And he was the health teacher at
oh, that's
Redmond
good.
High, and we all had him as a health teacher. And yeah, so it was good to see him. He
Did you
called
see
me.
anybody there? Did
He called me an average. Let's see, what did he say? He goes, "Yeah, Jimmy, I remember you. You were a good defensive catcher and
That's
average
good.
hitter."
That's
But
okay.
yeah, but I was a below average hitter, to be honest. You were going to ask if there were any girls there or something. What were you going to ask?
Who was there that you in high school had a crush on?
Well, the one that I really had a crush on was Cheryl Cleve, and she wasn't there.
Mm.
But I will say this: I think people that have gone to their 50-year reunion, if they have something in common with me, I thought everybody looked great, and
Oh, good.
everybody seemed to be doing well.
That's good.
It was just, we talked about it. There's only a couple people that I still see on a regular basis from high school, but we spent 3 years together there at Redmond High School back when they had 10, 11, 12 before, it was a junior high. And
Right.
that was, part of our childhood that we all shared together. And it was just good to catch up with, how you doing? Some of these reunions, you're talking about what you accomplished, and all these different things, but everybody was just reminiscing, and it was
Well,
terrific.
it's good. But someone like yourself that doesn't have a lot to talk about in terms of accomplishments, that's easy for you to transition and not talk about stuff like that.
Yeah, thank you. I appreciate that. You're right. You're right. I
Well,
only
you
had,
were the
you know what
MC of it, right?
this is that you'll find this impressive. I
Yeah.
only had one drink the whole evening.
How about that?
Yeah, I drank water most of the night, and the
Good for you.
thing ended at 10 o'clock, and I finally had my first cocktail like at 9:15. And you'll appreciate this too. I was the MC
Yeah. How'd
of the
that
whole
go?
thing. Not well, not well. No,
Why did it not go well? Why?
I had some decent material, but the sound system, we had
Mm,
many difficulties, and it was so bad that at one point I finally just put the mic away and then just started yelling.
just started yelling. Yeah.
Yeah,
So the
yeah,
jokes didn't go over well. No laughter.
yeah. And you know me with a microphone, when I have to be like the star of the show or whatever, I'm not very
Doesn't go
good at.
well.
Nah, I'm
Yeah.
not. Yeah, I mean, I even got a little stage fright, before I had to do MC in front of my
Why didn't you have a drink,
classmates.
though? That's what I don't surprise. The drink should have happened before you went on the
God,
stage.
I don't
Kind of
know.
calm down a little bit.
I didn't feel the need to have it. Yeah, just did not
Well,
feel the need to have
finally
it.
at 67, you're realizing you don't need to have a drink. Wow, that's good for you.
No, I'm not going to stop. I don't plan on stopping. Like
Well,
we had
no one
one of our
likes a quitter, Jim.
one of our classmates, she was celebrating 9 years of sobriety, and I was happy for her, but um,
But behind your back, you're like, God damn quitter. I know
I'm
you.
thinking,
I know
I'm
you.
thinking, I'm thinking, hey, way to go, Mary, but God, I don't hope I can keep drinking.
I hope I can keep drinking. All right, for that, that's Hey, What the Puck, brought to you by Restoration One in North Seattle. Your restoration company
Are
lets
we
you
ever
avoid
going to get hit by a
the
lightning
stress of
bolt?
water, fire, and mold damage. Well, if we do get hit by lightning, I'm calling Restoration One, okay? Because if we get hit by lightning, that means we're damaged, and Restoration One is going to help us
Oh,
out because they're locally owned and operated. Make them your first call when damage affects your residential, commercial, or your personal belongings. 206-817-8917. 206-817-8917. Visit them online at restoration1.com, the North Seattle franchise. What's the bit? Okay, we're hitting a bucket of balls. We're taking the dogs to the river. We're taking a nap. Yeah, that's a big day. So
hey, we're
Godspeed to
going
you.
on an hour here. Can you wrap it
I
up? You're
know.
not paying me shit, so come
I
on.
know. It's too long. I try to do this 30 minutes, but then we get talking and it's hard to do 30 minutes with you.
Yeah.
And you're still
Well,
doing the thing with the pen where you're clicking the pen.
oh no, it's the.
Well, stop doing it. Stop
Yeah.
doing that. It picks up everything. All
Why
right.
do these things bother you so much?
I don't know. All
Yeah.
right. You're the best. We'll see you on Wednesday.
Okay, Puck. Take care. Go Cougs.
Yeah, go Cougs. There he is, Jim Moore, with us every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday here on the Daily Puck Drop, the DPD. Again, we release them every day at 10 a.m. YouTube, Apple, Spotify, wherever you find your podcasts. And, of course, we release them at Puck Sports, pucksports.com. Coming up later, we'll talk to Jim Duquette and Bill Kruger on the program. Until then, as always, we promise to be better.
No shirt, no shoes, no ties. Would anybody like to smoke some pot?
Yeah.
I was born to love you. I was born to lick your face. I was born to rub you. But you were born to rub me first.
What do you need my address for?
We'd like to send out a mailer.
Mother of mercy, I don't speak Japanese!